Hey folks, hope you are all having a great day and week. I have decided to do a voiceover for this video, but not actually using my real voice. In this week's video, we will be playing with the best weapon in Apex, but playing with the worst legend in the game. Please note that these are our personal opinions about this legend. However, most of the detailed information about the legend's abilities are based on the Apex Legends Wiki. If you disagree with any of these points mentioned, well, too bad. Anyways, you're always welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. We will then take a closer look on the best weapon used in Season 10. Bangalore, or Anita Williams, is an offensive legend professional soldier that is offered when you first start out in the game. She's adaptable to any playstyle, however she is mainly considered as a flank sharpshooter. She possesses 3 unique abilities, such as the tactical ability, which is a smoke launcher, the passive ability, which is the double time, and the ultimate ability, which is the rolling thunder. For her tactical ability, the smoke launcher is a grenade that releases a high velocity amount of smoke, which can be used to block out vision of opponents. For the pros, the gun launcher enables Bangalore to aim and shoot her smoke grenades much further than throwing her regular grenades by hand. As the launcher is in use, Bangalore can also perform different actions, such as healing, shooting, reloading, and applying a shield battery or a shield cell. It can be used as an effective barrier to recover from damage taken, as you can conceal yourself in the smoke while healing. The cons are that, while this smoke launcher can seem to be useful, there are some aspects that downplay the purpose of its actual use. For instance, if the smoke grenade reaches to your team, the opponents will be able to see you and your teammates without you being able to see them. However, if you manage to launch the smoke grenade on your enemy's territory where they stand by, it can be a great tactic to blur out your opponent's vision, forcing them to scatter and enabling your team to obtain a broader sense of their location and movement. In addition, some players equipped with particular iron sights on their blasters will enable them to detect the opponent's movement inside of the smoke, such as the 1x digital threat and the 4x 10x digital sniper threat, making the ability basically useless. There are also many legends that can take advantage of this ability, such as Bloodhound and Watson, using their individual abilities. For her passive ability, the double time enables Bangalore take damage while increasing her speed, making her a lot more agile, but only for a short period of time. For the cons, okay, sorry to break it to you, but I don't think there are any advantages to this ability. Receiving a 30% boost of speed and agility for only 2 seconds as you're taking fire is a very redundant ability to have, especially because of the guns. Players will be equipped with a quick rate of fire. This ability is basically useless and has no benefits. Finally, we have Bangalore's ultimate ability, which is the rolling thunder. This ability enables her to call in bombardments that spread across a significant area in a map. The pros of this ability are, the best opportunity to activate this ability is at the moment when you knock out an opponent or several opponents. Any of their remaining teammates will come attempting to revive them. You can then throw in the flare, which will bombard all of them at once. The cons are, as Bangalore calls in her artillery, the missiles will land, but then remain on the ground for 6 seconds before they blow up. This will give additional time for the enemies to react and then quickly move out of the way when Bangalore activates this ability. Adding on to this, the missiles land on a 2 dispersed dimension, which defeats its purpose and opportunity for splash damage towards the enemy. Every missile landed will only deal 40 damage, and might make the enemy go slightly sluggish. Overall, her ultimate ability isn't so ultimate after all, because it does have potential, however it needs to be tweaked and improved. Her ultimate ability is very similar to Gibraltar's ultimate defensive bombardment, although his mortar strike is much more effective due to his large meter radius. But most of all, it costs 500 crafting materials but is complete BS because it's the same amount as any other legends. As you first start off playing as an amateur, she is much more effective to use. However, as you progress through, your XP level is substantially increasing and you get into higher ranking matches, such as Battle Royale, but mostly in arenas. She can become much more difficult to use due to the low amount of damage she deals compared to other beginner legends. Next, we have the best gun in Apex Legends for Season 10, the Volt. The Volt is an SMG energy-based submachine gun. Its firing mode is full auto with a rather low ammo magazine of about 22 rounds. There are a few attachments that can go along with this gun, such as nozzle barrels, optics and iron sights and stocks. According to Apex Legends Wiki, on the Volt stats for Season 10, the overall damage stats do seem very promising for this SMG. Its RPM lies at 720, which makes it a great equipped primary gun with a very fast reload speed. The body DPS is at 180, making it a decent rate of fire, and quick to knock down an opponent, but definitely not as fast as the R99. In terms of handling stats, the tactical reload speed sits at 1.6 seconds and the full reload time takes 2.25 seconds. Here is a shooting comparison between the Volt and the R99 with recoil control and no recoil control. From what we can see, the Volt's recoil moves vertically and slightly curves to the left, whereas the R99 also moves vertically but curves to the right. Using the recoil control, we can see that the Volt is much more easier to hold than using the R99. This gun is mostly recommended for experienced FPS players due to its recoil pattern and control that may cause difficulty for beginners to use, especially in long range. After all, the reason why we believe Bangalore is the worst and most useless legend in the game is basically due to her inefficient abilities, which overall destroy some of her tactics. If it weren't for the insufficient amount of damage she causes, her tactics and abilities would have overall had some potential. Bangalore is only recommended to use when you first begin to get into the game. If you really enjoy using her, make sure you know how to use her and you're equipped with a powerful primary and secondary weapon to balance out her pros and cons, but mostly bring out her disadvantages. The Volt does an amazing job with an overall great DPS. A decent RPM and reloading speed makes Bangalore more powerful in some aspects. After all, she isn't at all that bad to use. Or maybe it's cause we played with the Volt which somehow made her more powerful, lol. What are your thoughts about Bangalore and the Volt? Do you think they are compatible? Do you agree with any of the points mentioned? Were there any points we missed? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And always remember folks, stay hydrated. Peace.